Greetings to our listeners. Don't forget to click subscribe button to see more content like this. Today we will talk about the Green Children of Woolpit. A mystery of the Children of Woolpit has remained unresolved for many centuries. Historians are still investigating this mysterious event, uncovering new secrets and rumors surrounding the Children of Woolpit. This strange event took place in the village of Woolpit in England in the 12th century around 1150. If you decide to visit Woolpit, you will see Woolpit Children's sign at the entrance. The residents have kept this sign as a tribute to the Children of Woolpit. So let's get to our story. Residents of Woolpit had made pitches for hunting wolves that were killing their animals and destroying their crops. The wolves would be trapped in these ditches. Once a few villagers went to one of the ditches to hunt for the wolves. This time, they did not encounter any wolves in the ditch as they expected. In the ditch they found two strange children who did not look like average children. The villagers noticed that the children's skin color was green, their clothes were made of materials that had never been seen before, and that they were speaking an incomprehensible language. It seemed to the villagers that the children were not talking, but babbling something in their mouths. It seemed like they were speaking a special language that only they could understand. Physically, they were not much different from a normal child, except for their green appearance. However, their green skin color was unusual for the villagers. They seemed to have arrived from another world. One of the children was a boy and the other was a girl. They were siblings. The villagers who encountered strange creatures were scared and immediately took the children to their village Woolpit. The village residents were very interested in the children and immediately gathered around them and started examining them. They had an interesting appearance. It seemed very likely to the villagers that they were some kind of aliens. Even though the children looked like they were about to die of starvation, they did not taste any food until they saw the beans harvested by the farmers in a basket. The children ran to the basket and started eating the beans with great appetite. They met their nutritional needs by eating only beans for a long time. Gradually they started eating other food as well. They started from simple foods such as bread and ate things that normal people eat without distinguishing. After a short time in the village, the male child died due to an unknown disease. Maybe he died because he could not adapt to a different lifestyle. His sister was left alone among strange people in a world she was not used to. The only person who understood her was gone. The girl's communication with the villagers was almost zero. Every time she tried to explain something, the villagers would not understand her at all. Just like a baby cannot explain its problems to adults, this girl could not explain her problems to the villagers. She was around 8 or 9. The villagers had no information about the girl, such as where she came from, what her name was, who her parents were, or whether they even existed. They couldn't ask her anything. Even if some did, they couldn't get an answer. There was a large group of people in the village who thought the siblings were aliens because of their color, language, and behavior. Finally, a family from the village took this lonely girl under their protection. They gave her a name. Her name was no longer a creature, an alien, a strange child, or a freak, as they always called her. Her new name was Agnes. However, the family treated her as a maid. In fact, they didn't love Agnes very much. As Agnes spent time with the villagers, she slowly began to forget her own language, which no one understood, and started to learn English, thanks to her new family. As she was able to speak English, after years she was finally able to give people information about her mysterious life. As she grew older and became of age, Agnes married a man from a nearby village. It is not known whether it was with her own consent or with the pressure of her step-family. According to rumors, her husband was the ambassador of King Henry II of England. Agnes was now doing everything a normal person would do. She ate everything other villagers ate, her favorite food still being beans. Strangely enough, even her skin color started to lose its greenness and turn into the skin color of people around her. After learning English, she started describing her past life. She and her brother came from a place where there was no daylight, and they contended with twilight. Everyone else living in that land was green like them. Not only everyone, but everything was green in that land. They had a language unique to them. Agnes and her brother got lost while walking around with their father. They were lost for a long time. After wandering around, they reached a place that was so bright that it dazzled their eyes. The bells of Woolpit village were echoing in this strange land they had never seen before. Succumbing to their curiosity, they approached the light, and the children found themselves next to the villagers in one of those wolf ditches. The shocked villagers could not find a better option and decided to take the children to their village, that is, to a safe area. The villagers' fateful decision separated the siblings from their families, forcing them to adapt to a new and completely unfamiliar life. Questions remain about the color of their skin. There are many different theories put forward by scientists and historians about why the skin color of these children was green. One of the theories is that the children had hypochromic anemia, the disease that causes the red blood cells in every healthy person to lose their red color and turn green. It is reflected in the color of their skin as well. The formation of the disease is triggered by unhealthy or single type of nutrition. This theory seems to be more realistic, considering that Agnes' green skin turned white after she started eating food other than beans. Most modern historians remain silent over this strange and extraordinary story. Some historians and commentators argue that Agnes and her brother were aliens, while others argue that they are creatures that passed through a secret passage in another world and came to the earth by mistake. They argue that they fell from heaven. Imagine living in heaven and then accidentally falling down to the earth where life is so hard. You are forced to eat unfamiliar food and speak a different language. You witness the death of your brother. Of course, this story about falling from heaven is part of folklore. There is a large group of people who argue that the children were just shocked and that their green color was only due to the diseases caused by their diet. The story of the Woolpit children has inspired countless of poems, novels, songs, and plays around the world for more than 800 years.